let's get this started here.
So you're saying about the links?
Yeah, apparently it's just something like it doesn't like things that have links in them a lot, or at least as much as ones that don't.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also like been a supposed theories about the number of appropriate hashtags.
Yeah.
That's why I went down to just 2 hashtags. Because at one point it was like allegedly you shouldn't put more than 2 hashtags in your thing, if almost any at all.
Yeah.
As stupid as that sounds.
No, that sounds about right for
you know. Like, the site that basically invented using hashtags, the algorithm actually hates it when you put hashtags in, you know?
I know Instagram, it's like 30 or something is the max you can have.
There's a max, but there's apparently, like, it still is not good to max them out.
Yeah, apparently I
don't max them out anymore.
Someone was saying 6 was the best.
I heard that. I might try to whittle it down to, like... At one point I heard, like, 9 was the most you should do, so...
Mm-hmm.
It's just rough because going down to like that many hashtags, you can't put like anything in it. You know, you just have to pick like the same thing no matter what the content is, which is annoying. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how like personal algorithms work or whatever, if that makes sense. Because like, you know, when you tap on things, it'll save what you like, or what you stay focused on for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then if you go into the search feature and you just have generic search on it, searches things based upon that.
Yeah, that's what it looks at. That's why like the videos or a lot of pictures in one post are good, is because people are looking at them more. And so the app says, oh, this post was looked at for, I'm just going to throw out a random number, 17 seconds versus the average, I'm going to say 0, you know?
Yeah.
So we should promote this to more people, you know? Basically something like that is what I believe is how it works. That's what I read.
I think I read that somewhere too, but again, like...
So...
Who knows?
Yeah.
How do we appease these?
All I know is that I'm definitely going to figure out how to do Instagram Reels in like the laziest way possible and just use them as YouTube Shorts also next year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, because like every creator I've seen has been complaining about how now they have to make YouTube Shorts because it's the only thing the algorithm cares about now.
It's always something. Let me just go back here.
I guarantee if the next social media cared about posting pictures of your elbow, they'd all instantly add an elbow selfie feature, and they'd all care about it more than anything they did ever before.
I mean, that's why they made the flip phone come back.
Pretty much.
You can do your videos.
So you can do your TikToks while you watch it.
I
can't deal with seeing that many things that fast. Like, AMV Hell is about the best I can do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how people watch like thousands of TikToks in 5 minutes. I was like, how does your brain even begin to process the first, 500 of them?
Well, that's the fun part is you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You just turn your brain off.
Yeah. You just don't. I can't do stuff like that. I can't turn my brain off. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless I'm watching Over and High. That's about it.
That's true.
That and Toku. I could turn my brain off if we're doing that.
It depends on the Toku.
Depends, obviously. It depends, but,
I can't turn my brain off for Geats, man.
No, not for Geats, no. Oh, Don Bros, you kind of can. A little bit. Okay, the second time through was easier.
Yeah.
Because, I couldn't stop just... My brain was on because it just kept saying, this is one of the best Toku episodes ever with Dawn Killer. That was all it kept saying.
It was because it's like one of those things like, oh my god, it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just kept getting stupider and stupider.
Yeah.
It was like world-ending stupid, and then it got stupider.
You ever heard of Dawn Killer?
Yeah, there's serious shit there though because he called him out. He was like forever hero, and shit like that. You're like, hold on, wait, what the fuck?
Oh no, they finally got the fact that he's the Penguin Juto,
Yeah.
out of the thing, out of the running for the fan theories, and then you find out it's fucking that other dude.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
It was in this episode?
Yeah.
This is the episode with the lore drop like this?
And then next week is the fucking Christmas episode.
Oh.
And who fucking knows what crazy shit's gonna fucking happen next?
Yeah, straight up.
Because, Oh God! I saw a really funny comic. I was gonna show you on the Tumblr later. It was basically just Haruka just going off about how she can't fucking figure out how to write a good manga. It's like nothing ever interesting happens to us. And she's like, and fucking professors, he's just like, I mean, we fight monsters on a weekly basis. That's work. That's not. That's different. And then like legit is walking past all of the subplots and how like interesting those subplots are. And she's like, it's not like a crazy cool plot. It's just gonna
That's hilarious.
Fucking drop out of the sky somewhere.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like this is great. It's really well drawn too.
That sounds really fun.
It's just like it's long.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's
I got it. I get the gist of it.
But it's just like, man, it's just because like she's walking by and it has like Momotaro and Sonoi at the fucking udon stand, just whatever the fuck they're doing. And it has like the whole plot, the whole convoluted plot of Pink and Black.
Pink and Black, yeah, with the love girl.
Yeah. And fucking Dondragoku's like, hey man, my feral self wants to give my childhood friend a flower. How do I react to this? It's like, I don't know, man. Just fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm busy. I've got to get out of my slump. Yeah, no, I fucking Don Brothers is great. Apparently, this week is also when King Ogre is gonna reveal the suits.
You mentioned that. I've seen people taking bets on like colors online.
Yeah, I thought that
or did they mention them? I don't remember. Leaks. I saw posts about colors and people were guessing in the lineup because it was like the lineup picture and people were trying to guess which color was who.
Yeah, I know that the leaks have said that it's basically the same color palette as Dawn Brothers.
Okay.
And then a purple one will show up later.
Yeah, so I saw purple, so okay. I didn't know if they were supposed to be in the starting team because someone had purple in their starting thing. So
yeah, I actually don't know. Again, they were all like kind of like grain of salt.
Because I think a starting purple would be pretty cool. I still want the lead to be a girl so that she's the head king.
Yeah.
This is the kind of progress we need.
Little Sister King?
Yeah, the Little Sister King. I fucking love that. How is that translated in Viz? I need to go look that up. Yeah. Do we have that one still, or does Tall Ellen have it?
Tall Ellen probably has it, actually.
We'd have to look. Yeah, we'd have to look.
Because I'm
interested in the Viz translation.
That reminds me, I do need to harass her again. It's been a month.
It's been a while, yeah.
Since I last harassed her.
Yeah, that bookshelf has been pretty empty in that spot for months now.
Yeah, because I also gave her Ron and the Grey Worlds Volume 1 and 2, so I'm waiting to hear back on her thoughts on that one.
Yeah, right.
Because literally no one knows about that.
No. It's really good, though.
Yeah.
We've gone from portrait to bust at this point. Which means it's time to back up. That's what I always tell the girls.
I miss Chargeman King.
Dude!
I still can't believe fucking Kaguya-sama had a Chargeman King reference.
Right as Ash comes into the chat, you mentioned that. That's hilarious. The Kaguya vibes were felt on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that either when that fucking statue of Barikon was there in the back.
I was like, wait.
How's it going, Ash? Yeah, I remember we paused it, rewind it, right?
Yeah,
we all were freaking out.
Like, wait a second.
Yeah, we all started freaking out. We're like, no way. No way.
Everyone, calm down.
Yeah, we were like screaming. It was like that when the Rose reference happened.
Yeah.
And we were like freaking out.
I completely forgot about it because I was in that same episode.
Because we were freaking out, and this was before we had them watch it. Still, because that was the main reason, right?
No. They had watched it.
I'm thinking of the other Rose reference, the one in the second season that we freaked out.
Yeah.
And then we were all freaking out in the third one because we had all watched it.
Yeah. No,
yeah. That was when we were all, everyone in the whole room was freaking out.
Everyone was like,
Yeah. Oh shit, Devin's in the chat.
Oh, is it time finally to give us our Bezo bucks?
Right? Why do the Pumpkin Johns not show up in chat? They should be showing up in chat. They used to show up. All these subscriber messages used to show up.
Out of control.
I blame Streamlabs.
I would blame them too.
It's apparently not that good anyway. Apparently you can do all the weird stuff if you use actual OBS. But I was like, I don't feel like coding. I don't trust Nightbot, okay? He's a robot. I don't trust him. Look, I have trust issues around robots, chat.
No, that's reasonable.
I don't do it. They're looking to take the world from us, okay?
Look, you watch Westworld at least once, you know?
Yeah, right? 2001 is one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
You're not going to be trusting robots, alright?
It's just not how it is.
Alright. Oh, we were talking about just Kaguya, like references in Kaguya, like right when you dropped into chat, Ash. And so that's why we're just like the Kaguya energy, like, came together here.
Yeah, I know. Wild, all those references in the later seasons of Kaguya. Just like how out of control they would get.
That movie comes out next year, right? The animated one?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Spy Family's going to have a movie?
I did. I was kind of wondering what they were going to do, if it was going to be an original story or if they were going to go...
the boat arc?
Yeah, do the
That's
boat
what
arc.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, are they going to do the boat arc? Are they going to Demon Slayer this shit? They're going to do the boat as a movie and then they're going to re-release it as TV episodes?
Who's animating
This
Spy Family?
Studio Wit.
Okay. Oh, thank God.
No, it's not Ufotable.
Yeah. I was like, oh God, it's not Ufotable, is it? Please.
Yeah.
For the love of God, tell me it's not them.
I still like UFO Table. That was how I thought you said their name. Because even then it's separated in their actual logo. So it's like UFO Table. I like this name.
Yeah.
But I've heard people say it Ufotable.
Yeah. I thought it was...
I haven't heard a like Japanese person say it from the company.
Yeah.
That's who I'll believe.
Because I was going to say, I was like, I heard you say Ufotable.
Okay, those showed up. Those Pumpkin Johns showed up. I think it's this subscriber message. Maybe didn't show up in chat. I wonder if it showed up on screen. I wasn't watching. I know some of those have been kind of broken lately.
The only, I know we were talking about the Pumpkin Johns in chat when we need the penis love me chains in the chat.
Right? Oh my god. Yeah, it always, in Japanese, when Sailor Venus does her attack, it sounds like she says penis, love me chain.
Yeah. Penis love
It's because
me.
there's not a V, so they use like a B sound.
Yeah.
But it still sounds kind of like she says penis. I can't unhear it after Mike mentioned it.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of weird sounds that come from out of voice actresses,
Sure.
Bocchi the Rock, apparently there's a scene where, you know, she has anxiety or something, and it has her, like, kind of glitch out.
Okay.
And the noise that is made sounds like a mix of something screaming, but it also sounds like it was computer generated. Turns out it wasn't computer generated. That's just the actual voice actress making this weird ass fucking sound.
They made a weird computer sound?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. And I was like... But the voice director, when he heard it, was like so fucking terrified. He was
That's
like,
hilarious.
"We got to put this in. No, this has to be in.
That's great.
We can't not use this. Just put it on the track."
Well, I told you about when I was at the panel with the original Itaru and Lum, and they were talking about doing voices, and so they were talking about the scene in the movie that they were actually redid a scene from the movie. Like they played it at the panel and they redid the voices. And he was talking about how like to do the underwater voice he had to do like a lip thing like like that. And he actually did it while he was redoing the lines.
Yeah.
And he said that sometimes to make like weird fighting sound effects, they would just look at stuff in the room and say it really weird. Like when he was doing Fist of the North Star. He said, like, one time there was a piano in the room, and so when he did the fight sound effect, it was like, "Pow!" Or, like, there's a clock, and the word for clock is, like, toki or toke or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it was like, toki! Like that. They would just say weird shit that was in the room.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. Just say it in a crazy way, and it's now a fight sound effect. What, cat? I thought that was hilarious.
He's like, "Mom's home, and now I can't do anything."
Right.
But that cat fucking woke me up at 1 a.m.
I'm not shocked.
Because he just like... I don't know what it was, but he decided that it was time to go out and play.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he just came into the room after he was, like, done crying, like, and started yelling at me to get up. So what happened was, as I got up, I got out of bed, and I threw him into the chair. Like, not, like, threw, but, like,
chucked him in.
Chucked him in the chair. And I couldn't see him, but I, like, looked at him.
Looked where he was.
Where he was, and I was just like, yeah, you fucking woke me up at 1 a.m. Yeah. This is what's gonna fucking happen.
Let's go.
Let's do this, man.
Let's go.
Let's fucking fight right here.
Let's go.
And he was quiet for the rest of the night. Weird.
Let's go.
You want to play these games with me, kid?
Mm-hmm.
It's 1 in the fucking morning. Would like to sleep. And no.
Mm-hmm.
You probably heard Devin playing his games and then was like, oh, people are awake.
Yeah, right.
It's time for everyone to be awake.
Yeah. It's time for me to go fucking ape shit.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I fucking get. Love him to death. God bless. He's a piece of shit.
Just needs to stop pooping everywhere all over the laundry room.
Yeah,
he's a diva.
Yeah, he's a diva about the thing, and then
if it's even slightly dirty, he does not want to poop in it.
Nope. Then he also has anxiety and all the other things apparently, and then
I mean, it makes sense if the washing machine's going.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong; it all makes sense. But it's just like when you say it out loud and you're like kind of having to process it. You're just like, this cat is a fucking diva.
Yeah, it's a diva cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no other room to put the litter box in.
Yeah, it's weird too, though, like, because that litter box, the placement of it is actually pretty normal.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, you usually can put it in like a little closet or something.
Yeah. It's just weird because, that's pretty normal. Like, that's where Eric kept his cat's litter box. That's where, most of the people...
Oh, in the washing machine room?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, in that closet. And, I've seen it in multiple houses before. People put it in the closet that's in the laundry room.
Yeah.
And the cat's usually just kind of okay with it because the sound, they get used to it after a while and things like that. But not this cat. He does not. He does not like it.
What is everyone up to anyway? Well, I know Devin's just out there
gaming.
Just straight up gaming or whatever. So what are you up to, Ash?
Straight in the year of our Lord 2022.
All right.
Yeah. I don't hate Sailor V or Sailor Venus. I just know that, like...
We discussed this. Yeah, she's like the easy least favorite unless it's Sailor Moon.
Yeah, which is a shame because
she's not bad. She's not a bad character or anything, but like... It's like we said, she's the more girly girl one.
Yeah.
So like...
And she's usually the one who likes to gossip and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard like a guy fan say Sailor V is their favorite.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a guy fan say that either. Usually it's Sailor Mars, Mercury, or Jupiter.
Yeah, a lot of Jupiter fans. Jupiter and Mars. Yeah. Jupiter and Mars fans. That's what I always hear.
It's because they're more proactive.
Yeah.
Usually, I don't know, I can't statistically make any numbers up, but I just know that like people tend to like proactive characters in general.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Like, that's why everyone hates Kaoru.
Yeah, right. No shit. Let's see. It's warm here. I don't want to leave and be productive. You are a burrito in bed. That's funny.
Is that Ash?
Yeah.
I heard it's actually like freezing in Houston right now.
I'm not shocked.
Like some people people who were coming back from Hallmont were like looking at the weather reports and it's supposed to feel like it's like 1 degree or some shit outside.
Holy shit! Okay, I didn't think it was that cold.
Yeah.
Man, like, it's been cold out today, but it's not that cold. Like, I needed to put my big jacket on to go out and walk.
Yeah. I actually had to wear my leggings to go run.
Oh, damn. He had to put on his jeggings, chat.
Yeah, dude.
He had to put on his jeggings. He put his yoga pants on.
I did.
Yeah.
I put the yoga pants on underneath the actual running shorts because no way in hell I'm walking outside with just yoga pants on.
Mm.
That's just weird, man. That's not what I'm about.
You're not one of those girls.
I'm not. I don't like it.
You don't like the men staring at you.
No, I don't.
At the luscious bubble booty in yoga pants.
Nah, I actually got... Ellen was upset the other day because I've been running a bit too much because the ass is going away.
Now your ass is flat.
Yeah. Yeah. It was...
That's a shame.
It is, I know. It was... She was very distraught.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ash says, it's not freezing yet, but it's really cold outside today. It's supposed to be freezing the next few days.
Next few days? Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. What does it say? Google is telling me that it's 43 degrees where I'm at. It's just on my little desktop, whatever the bar is. I've all of a sudden forgot the name for it. The toolbar or whatever.
Yeah, taskbar.
Yeah.
Maybe. Actually, I feel like it has different names.
I can't remember.
Because taskbar...
No, I'm thinking of the task manager. I think it's the toolbar.
I think it's called a taskbar, though.
I thought it was too.
But I think that's the Mac name for it, isn't it?
No, it's taskbar. Yeah, it's taskbar.
It's just taskbar? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because the Mac... I know the Mac and the PC have different names for it.
Yeah.
I just... Because taskbar sounded right. Like...
Yeah, it sounded right first, and then I was like, hold on, that can't be right. That's too easy.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Let's see. Chance of snowing, too? Sheesh.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to...
Let's see. Yeah, she says, I'm excited if it didn't mean high risk of power outage. Yeah, like the last one? Yeah, tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Yeah, no. Because you're like, oh, look, a white Christmas. It'll be great. We have no power.
We're dead.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Not again.
No, it'll be fine. All you gotta do, look, in preparation, you just gotta watch the movie Homeless for the Holidays. Trust me.
Just don't.
The movie was fucking terrible, but
just don't buy a generator. Everyone who buys those heat generators does not understand that those things need to be in a well ventilated area.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died because of that.
Oh man, are we gonna get one last weekend to watch anything before Christmas or no? Oh shit, no, damn.
Yeah.
All right, well Thursday we're gonna watch a fucking movie because we have to watch The Town That Outlaws.
That's all right.
You guys didn't see it.
No, we didn't.
You have to see just one of the best villains, my boy Dink.
I have enough evidence to have you committed.
Right? You've gone soft.
Gone soft.
Soft.
Don't ever go soft, kid.
Never go soft. You're going soft just like your father did. I love that they had the actor play his father but with a mustache on.
Yeah.
That was the best, because that's even more traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, because it's like you're imagining, in his PTSD flashbacks, he's seeing himself as his father, which is way more traumatic.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's cool.
It's not meant to be that way, I don't think, unless they're geniuses.
Based on what you've told me about this film, I think that's more of a happy accident than anything.
Oh, it was too good. I think it's currently the only thing on my Google Drive. Because when I had everyone bootleg it last year. Oh, after this stream, we need to figure out what's going on with the password for the email. It's for the Maeca Art one.
The Maeca Art one? Okay. It's not the...
Not the one that's like Matthew Clark, whatever.
I'm gonna mess around and pump in a bunch of fucking passwords.
Yeah, it's weird that it's signed me out. Because it says your password was changed 7 hours ago.
I just changed the authentication thing, and I thought I put in the same password.
Yeah, so I don't know. So that's what I don't know if it's my password thing is messed up and it's putting in the wrong password. Whatever it was saved isn't actually saved right, Because sometimes that'll happen where you
I'll just reset the password. That's probably the best.
if you can log on to it, can you get onto it on your computer? That's all we need to know.
I mean, it's on my phone, right now. So I'm logged in on my phone, and it says it's I'm logged in. So I can just go into the account and just go manage the account, and just go into whatever and change
All right,
it.
I mean, we can do that. It's just, I was just wondering because if you're on it on your computer over here, you can just go to the Chrome setting and it'll tell you what the password is.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that. That's why I was just like, well, I don't understand.
Okay, no, yeah. If you have your password saved in Chrome, there's a setting you can go into.
I don't have my password saved on them.
Oh, okay.
I don't save those passwords. I actually make a point never to save passwords on the computer.
Oh, I got you. I'm the only person who uses this, so.
Gotcha. So yeah, no, I'll just fix it on my phone because the only things that I have that I keep the passwords in is because I'm like, oh, I need to be constantly logged in for the phone stuff.
I got you. Yeah, I'm always on my computer, so
that explains. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, because there's a setting in Chrome where it'll go. You can go to it's like in the autofill feature. I think for passwords or something, and. Oh, hey, Jamie's here. How's it going?
Yeah.
And there's like a big long list of every saved username and password you have. They'll all be starred out until you hit for it to show you.
Gotcha. No, I don't. I know what you're talking about. I only use it for like keep my for the ease of access for the like addresses and stuff when I do applications. But I'm also like. Not even sure I should even keep it on there now because I'm like always doing the applications on my phone.
I got you. So, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You might just have to change it.
Yeah, I'll just...
if you can't like go somewhere where you can see it unhidden, then yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
Because I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought it would be just the usual one that we had the shared one on.
Yeah, I thought it was the shitposting password.
Yeah, so I thought...
But that didn't seem to work.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just change it. Because when I did the two-part verification thing that they asked me to update, I was like, oh yeah, sure, just put it in there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to give me to change the password because I put the password that I thought it was in.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just one of the usual ones, but if it was supposed to be the meme one, then maybe that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember if... that's what came up on my computer was the meme one. And that's why I was like, I didn't remember it being this, and I feel like that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that either.
So then I don't know what the real password is.
So I thought it was that one. So when I typed in the password such to do the two-factor authentication stuff, I'm guessing it was like, all right... there might have been a part where it told me to change my password, but I was like, oh, I'm just inputting my password.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Jamie says, did some drawing, reading One Piece, gonna step away to make dinner. Where are you at in One Piece?
I think she just got to Dr. Correa, because I remember her saying something about her, and I was like, oh yeah, you mean Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. I need to go back and read those chapters I've missed over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think you only missed 2.
Probably 2 is my guess.
And apparently there's going to be another one this week. I thought that the person that had was doing the announcements for the chapters said that like One Piece is only going to have one more chapter this year because of the New Year's. But a page leaked from the new chapter. But so I don't know if it means it's coming out this week or next week or something like that.
I would believe it would be this week and then nothing next week because next week is actual New Year's.
Yeah, that's why I was confused by the...
You're in Drum Island? Okay, nice.
Because that's why I was just kind of confused. I was like, nah, why is there a leak, an actual picture of what's going on here? And then,
yeah,
someone else says from the Jump thing, it's not coming out. So I'm wondering if it's one of those like, oh, this is
someone has it early.
Yeah, someone has it early, and it's not meant to come out till next year, but Oda already drew it because
I'm not really sure because like it's also annoying because the numbers are always like ahead of it. You know what I mean? In manga, because like the issue, it'll say like this is the January issue, but it doesn't come out in January.
It comes out like in February. It comes out in December.
It'll come out in December. They're numbered like that in Japan too. I think for Shonen Jump volumes, they'll say like number whatever week something. I think I'm pretty sure. I remember that when I used to have to get the raws for them.
So yeah, that's why I was a little thrown off. I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter people were talking about some chapter that was going to be released, and that's when I was like, I thought he said there wasn't any more.
Yeah, and that's what, because that's what I had read. But again, you never know. Like, someone says one thing, and then you find out later it was not.
Yeah, it's like when we thought it was going on break on that one chapter, and then there was another chapter, and that's when it finally said it was going on break.
Yeah, which was a happy surprise. Don't get me wrong. I'm always happy when there's more One Piece, but like, it was one of those things where it's like, man, does anybody know what's going on anymore?
Does anyone actually know what's going on? Pass me that.
Does anybody know?
Not much with the big light, but it helps when it's dark.
Yeah. So long story short is, there might be a chapter this week, and there might not be.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. Just because everyone's already talking about it.
Yeah, because again, like everyone's been like doing fan art of the random thing that was spoiled in the image.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that part. So.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna explain what it is, but it is funny.
Okay.
It is One Piece.
Got it.
Something happens in One Piece.
Absolute madness.
Because also it was weird because Jump Festa had happened this week too, and Oda is always at Jump Festa.
Yeah.
And did an interview and talked about how he's getting close to the end of the One Piece, but he doesn't plan on just rushing to the end. He wants to make sure.
Yeah, there's no point. Why would you?
Yeah, and he was talking about like, it's gonna be kind of like a battle royale thing towards the end, and I really hope no one dies that I want to die.
Right.
Yeah, and just shit like that, like kind of the usual shit posting. Apparently, also Gege Akutami said that. Jujutsu Kaisen will probably be over by the end of 2023.
I saw that too. Yeah, he was saying that at Jump Festa or he had some post that was like, and I hope you'll be with me through the next year too, or whatever, something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, which again, I'm not shocked because it like
you told me it felt like it wanted it. It was in the end game.
Yeah, because like who's in chat that cares about Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers?
Maybe Ash. I don't really know. No one cares about spoiling Devin. He'll forget it in a day.
It's fair. Because what was it? Long story short is we finally figured out what Ghetto's actual domain is.
Got ya. Oh, okay.
And what his actual cursed energy power is.
Got ya.
And so like, and we also found out what his actual motives are.
His actual thing, yeah.
And then why Itadori is the way Itadori is has also been revealed in a sense of the word. But like, because
she says I probably won't understand any spoilers. Yeah, I only kind of know what's going on because I just have Matt update me every now and then.
Because Ghetto's thing is that Ghetto, the actual brain is somebody who has been trying to make a new being.
Oh, interesting.
Like something that was inherently new, that wasn't just some cursed thing or something like that. He wanted something that was like an amalgamation of the curse and human. And that's what he's been just kind of playing around with, trying to make something new. And that's why he made like the cursed wombs and things like that. That's why he made the Blood Brothers from the 9 paintings or whatever, the death paintings. He made those. And then he was asked like, well, then why did he make Itadori? And then he was like, well, I needed somebody to be the eye of the storm, so that everything could revolve around this while I did everything I wanted to do.
That's pretty cool.
And and he's like, so there was really no point, like that kind of thing. It's like one of those things where it's like,
that sounds interesting. Yeah. Don't give me too much more.
Well, the only other thing that was brought up is he's in his attempt to make something that is actually new. He's trying to take this ancient god spirit thing that was basically the source of Jujutsu sorcery. And use its abilities to fuse how the culling game has all those people in it. He's using the culling game to try to take all the souls of the people in the culling game and fuse them with the origins of cursed energy to see what it makes.
Okay, cool.
And the guy was like, that's fucking stupid. What would happen if it didn't make the thing you didn't want? Like, what if it made like just one of those stupid smiley faces made out of the like the kanjis and shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I know I'd laugh.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll find something else to do, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is that episode that I was telling you about, how there's a part where he's like showing off what he's been planning, and it's like doing it through a movie theater.
Yeah.
That was that chapter where he said that.
That's really cool.
And he was just like, yeah, nah, I know I'd laugh. And then the fucking guy's just like, no, I'm fucking kill you. Yeah, and the last chapter was funny because it's like, it's parent killing time. This is one of the funny lines. But it's cool. It's just weird because like a lot's happened, but not a lot happened. It's one of those kinds of stories.
Because it's happening over a relatively short period of time.
Yeah.
It's like a Dan Brown novel.
Yeah.
Because Dan Brown, most of the ones, to be fair, I only read 2 of them. But from what I understand, did I read 2 or did I read 3? I can't remember. But I know most of them, at least, they all took place over like relatively close to 24 hours.
Yeah. When like how part 5 of JoJo is just 1 week.
Yeah.
It's 1 week.
That's it.
For Jujutsu Kaisen, it's all basically just kind of in 2018.
Yeah.
It starts off in like April or something like that, and then right now we're in November, and it's basically just been 2 weeks since the Shibuya incident that happened on Halloween.
Yeah, you told me it was like not that nothing has happened, but relatively little time has passed.
Yeah.
Since Halloween.
And a lot fucking happened.
Yeah, but everything happened.
Yeah.
I mean, life is like that.
For sure.
A lot of stuff happens in no time at all.
Yeah, so it's like kind of fun to watch the. Like how kind of like crazy it is because all this stuff. And again, like anime onlys are not ready for fucking Shibuya. I swear to God.
She says, "I understood none of that." All right, good.
Then you're totally prepared for the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, you'll be prepared for everything that comes.
Because there was actually a funny interview with Gege, because Gege's kind of a shit poster. For most of the things that he does, and one of the things that he talked about was like, it's hard to sometimes explain powers because you have to like have them say something really complicated. Yeah. And then you have to have some person say, well, basically it's like this. Yeah. And he's like, it's really boring when I do that all the time. So I try to make it seem a bit more interesting when someone starts explaining their power. So I try to end up using a lot of text boxes where it'll be like me explaining it as opposed to them explaining it. Yeah.
No, that is one of the worst parts about shonen stuff. That's like that Hunter x Hunter shit, Yeah, because again, that's the issue when your series has like powers. It's like you said, they have to explain the power and then they have to do whatever, this kind of thing, and like
it is.
There'll be only so much showing. You know what I mean?
You have to at some point tell them.
You have to officially tell somebody how it works. Yeah. Generally,
it was funny
not always, but generally,
because he's a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter and all that stuff.
Okay. He's a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, obviously.
Yeah, so. He's a fan of like Bleach and all that stuff, and those all have that same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like
the long part that explains how the power works. Yeah. In the middle of the fight.
Yeah, because you gotta because your readers needs their handheld.
They need to know
in some form or fashion, and like it's he was talking about how it's kind of just silly that certain people will just be like, hey, I'm gonna explain how my power works.
Yeah, they would never do that in a real fight, almost ever.
Yeah,
like it would be very rare that you would do that.
Yeah, because that's why it was cool with when they found out. They basically were like, well, we have to coax out what his actual curse technique is. Yeah. Because he's never used it in front of us. He's just using whatever host body he has. Because, it's for some reason it's a big secret. Yeah. Like, it's like with Dio. Like, Dio never...
Yeah. When no one knew until they got there to the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so... funny thing, though, that I should mention that his actual curse technique is something very related to Dio.
Nice. All right, I'm in. Don't tell me anymore.
It's
don't tell me.
It's crazy.
Don't tell me anymore. You've already told me too much.
Yeah. Because then there's also like sometimes where like the chick is just like, oh, it seems you already figured it out, so I'll tell you. Like that sort of thing. Yeah. There'll be fights like that where someone will be like, trying to keep it a secret, or like,
and then that's when the opponent is like, "Oh, I figured out your power. It's this, and this thing," and they're like, "Well, fuck, yeah, that is it." You know?
Well, yeah.
So that happens a lot. I'm more of a fan of that.
Yeah.
Than like the actual person with the power explaining how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, yeah, I would... If I'm in a fight and my opponent thinks they know how my power works, I'm just going to let them have it.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just like, yeah, that's what I would... I'd be like, yeah, that's totally how it works. You know? Yeah.
Because, or then you get people that are like, well, you gotta kind of like, like with those domains or like fucking in Yu Yu Hakusho, the guy who had the word power.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, well, look, I mean,
you have to.
I have to explain this to you, or else you're just not going to understand why you died.
Yeah, that's also part of the game, though.
Yeah,
with the word guy, at least, specifically. That's because that was part of the game.
Yeah.
So.
You had to beat his game. You cannot say
if you don't explain the rules of the game, it's worthless.
Yeah. It's also not as fun to the...
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, the experience is worthless.
Yeah.
I think you've got enough hearts.
A few more hearts, I think.
No, don't need
I don't know if you know that's the love me chain. Needs more heart.
You're good.
Yeah, no, it is kind of funny. Like, just like, when you look at like kind of how all of those tend to be, just like over the top.
Yeah. That's why I like One Piece. Like, the powers are generally easy enough to understand.
Yeah.
Like, Oda will do a really good job of, like, showing you kind of what the person can do, and then when he needs to, he tells you their official power.
Yeah.
Like with Don Quixote.
Yeah.
Where it was, like, you were seeing him, like, flying, and he was, like, taking control of people, and, like, doing all this shit, and everyone's got all these theories about, like, what his actual power is. You know?
Yeah.
By having to put these pieces together. Like, that I like a lot more. And then, finally when they get to the fight, they tell you his power. I don't want to say anything because Jamie's... I don't know what Jamie knows. I know she's reading it.
Yeah, I don't know what she knows either.
I don't know what she knows, but I know she's reading it, so...
Yeah. I know because it's also funny, too, because, like, I know she knows a lot.
Yeah, I also know she knows, like, a ton of stuff, so... Because, I mean, she was at the movie with us. That was way later, you know?
Knew who Boa Hancock was.
Yeah, she knows all this other stuff already, so... Because of, like, cultural osmosis by being on the internet.
Yeah, so I'm looking...
Yeah, so I don't want to spoil anything for that. But it's a similar thing, in my opinion. I think Oda does that really well.
Yeah, because also the powers are just simple.
Yeah, that too. Almost nobody's power in One Piece is overly complicated.
Yeah, it does, because it's, like, kind of, again, like... simple, like...
Yeah, they're real simple ideas. It's like, okay, somebody turns into an animal or something.
Yeah.
Or that's an entire class of power. All right, done. You know?
Yeah, someone turns into an aspect of nature.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or someone has some weird power. The Paramecia one is just kind of like... That's the one that's closest to, like... This is a series where people have powers, you know? Because they can be whatever.
Yeah, because, like, again, like, the slip fruit is...
Yeah, the spring one, you know? Like, stuff like that.
The gum fruit is pretty simple.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, oh, he's made of rubber.
Yeah, done. Rubber. Game over.
Yeah, how does rubber work? Oh, yeah, it bounces.
Anything that rubber can do, he can do. That's it. Done.
Easy.
Very easy to understand.
He's made of rubber. How did that happen?
Jamie says, I was texting Ellen and missed all of what you said. Good. She says, I drew puppet history fan art I wanted to show her. Alright. Still sad that it's not the history of puppets.
That's how good.
To this day. I feel like I wouldn't even be able to watch it. Because I'd just be like, man.
What we could have had.
I could be watching a 27-part documentary on the entire history of puppets, you know.
What we could have had.
What we could have had. You know, it's rough.
What could have been?
Yeah, you look at the sunset and you think, what we could have had.
But yeah, no, One Piece, yeah, even like more complicated ones. I mean, like the only one that doesn't really make sense is the op fruit that Law has.
Yeah, Law's one. Yeah,
because like somehow it makes him really like the room thing makes sense. If that was just his only power, where like, he can, cut things and they don't really,
Yeah, that one is real. That one is definitely one of the more complicated powers in One Piece.
Yeah, especially because it just like does kind of whatever he wants it to.
Yeah, I'd say that one definitely has a bit more of the like complexity of a shonen where people have powers.
Mm-hmm. Because I just want to know what that, because when they were describing it in the flashback, it was like something that could,
it can do a lot.
Yeah, it could cure any disease.
Clearly, it can do a lot. Allegedly,
you just hear that,
but it makes sense.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be the thing that could cure Law of whatever he had.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, in context, it makes sense. That would totally make sense. It's one of those things that you hear it, and then you see it, and you're like, this is the one that...
yeah, that one is definitely more complicated than almost any other power.
Because, you look at, fucking Kid. Kid is Magnet,
Yeah, Magnet power. Magnet. Jewelry Bonnie changes her age. Yeah. That's about it. And other people's ages.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah.
That's broken, but it's just simple.
Yeah. A beg egg can turn into a castle.
Yeah.
Easy.
Even as weird as it is, the thing of just he's a castle guy is easy to understand.
Yeah. This power made me a castle man. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Done. Yeah. All right, we got this,
Man, that's cool as fuck, it's one of those things where you're
Yeah. Guys made of fire, guys made of light, guy turns into a phoenix. They're so easy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're never thinking about, man, this power is bullshit, this power is whatever, this doesn't make sense. That pretty much never happens in One Piece when I'm watching a fight or someone's power is revealed.
No, again, it's very good about...
the only other one that's a little complicated is the whole door making thing with, that kind of stuff.
Oh, the guy who can make the doors?
The guy who can make the doors appear, stuff like that.
The guy from CP9?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, was there another person who did doors?
No. The guy from CP9 with the door power.
Yeah, because
it makes sense when it's one wall to another wall, but I think you can do other stuff, right?
You could do it he can make a door out of air.
Yeah.
He could also make people's body parts into doors.
Yeah. So it was kind of all right, this is getting a little much, but
the revolving door thing. But
door through any wall is easy to get. That makes sense.
Because then apparently though, it was something also that was stated that I think it was more a background thing rather than the actual thing, that you could also make it so that the door would go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. The traveling through any mirrors is just weird because then there's the added mirror dimension.
Yeah.
So. But as a concept, I can travel between any mirror.
Yeah.
Easy. That makes sense. So. Yeah, it's not. You don't need to explain jack shit about those things. One Piece power. I don't know if you need to go outline those hearts again.
Yeah, I will. It's gonna need to be outlined in all a white. To make it glow.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. They just got kind of lost in the sauce. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure you can still see them enough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I was I barely can.
Yeah, One Piece is pretty good about making everything a lot simple, easy to digest, because technically it's for kids, but in that way, that's not talking down.
Yeah. It's for kids because it's easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's for kids because it's easy to understand. There's not horrendously graphic violence, and there's not a lot of sexual content.
I don't know. I've seen Twitter.
In the actual series. In what's in the frame. What's in the frame is all I care about, usually.
Though I will say the anime is a little wild.
The character designs are a little,
How do they make them smaller?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, they're still, pretty thin in the manga, but they're a little, it's too much.
Yeah. It's somehow they managed to make it worse,
Yeah.
Especially, the movies or the OVAs that sometimes come out, and you're like, I don't remember Nami jiggling that much. Or then, because, when you read it, they're, pretty firm, solid. They don't really do the,
Yeah, because you can't really do that.
Well, I mean, they have the boing effect.
Yeah, they have a few things, but...
in a lot of those animes and stuff like that, but, Yeah, it's never usually in one piece.
No.
They do it like there was that one time where Luffy bounced off the giant girl from Amazon Lily.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only time where someone's boobs have gotten in the way of somebody.
I would believe that.
I'd have to go through
That unless like Alvida stopped someone at the very beginning. When she was big.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, no.
I still love that one where it's like Kobe kidnapped by a fat pirate. And then it was like, now Kobe kidnapped by a fat pirate.
Yeah.
That fucking post.
Gross.
That shit killed me. Oh man.
That's how it goes, man.
Right?
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
It's so true. It's so true. It's so true.
I like how Buggy the Clown, the better, the higher his bounty gets, even dumber and stupider he is.
It's true, though.
No, guys, I'm telling you, man, he's a fucking scrub. Like, trust me.
Dude.
There has to be a mistake here.
Beast mode, man. Don't fuck with Buggy.
Yeah, I love that both Buggy and Luffy were both beaten up and imprisoned when they were first shown as being emperors.
Yeah.
Fucking Jinbei sees that Nami has hockey.
Yeah.
Conqueror's hockey.
I love Jinbei.
Dude, I'm so glad Jinbei's finally part of the crew.
Jinbei's awesome.
Jinbei's finally here doing shit.
Right.
Jinbei is here. Doing things. With the crew. What color are your fucking earrings? Okay, they're red. Just like the bow. Got it.
You gotta coordinate.
Mm-hmm. You can't beat up bad guys if your fashion game ain't on point.
It's true. It's Magical Girl 101.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't see, like, frumpy ass looking magical girls.
No, not usually.
They're not in their, like, Walmart attire.
Even in my casual, even in my, what was it? Even in my formal Jordans.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure. I do love that the Globetrotters were like fucking scientists and shit.
Yeah.
That always killed me.
No, maybe it was like formal shorts. Because
Oh,
it was
formal shorts, yeah,
because
right.
they were basketball outfits.
Yeah, that's right. Even in my formal shorts.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Jordans.
I don't know. We were just trying to think of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was shorts.
Yeah, no, they were definitely shorts. Even in my formal shorts, I feel that. Oh no, I was thinking of funeral shoes.
Yes, the funeral shoes.
Yeah, I got them crisscrossed.
That or your formal Crocs.
Yeah, that too.
I made a joke about that one time to someone, and they were like, "Oh God."
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of all of them coming together.
Yeah.
The formal Crocs, the funeral shoes, formal shorts.
Mm-hmm.
It's all just mishmashed together
Pretty much.
and became the formal Jordans.
Gotta have formal Jordans. Oh, and you don't want to step on anyone's Jordans.
Yeah, because
this is burst link.
Yeah,
this is burst link. Got an XL World situation here. Man, I really wish XL World had been the one to blow up instead of Sword Art.
Yeah,
I find that to be more interesting. I find the concept is more interesting. That's a better way to put that.
Yeah, it definitely. I don't know. I personally didn't like both of them.
Yeah, I get you.
There was parts of it that I was like.
I only like the first part of the first season of Sword Art.
Yeah. I was talking about for XL World.
Yeah, for XL World. Oh yeah.
I like the. There's parts of it I really enjoyed, and then there's parts of it I'm like, man, this is kind of boring.
No, I feel you.
And like I've always felt that the message got lost because it was supposed to be.
Oh, definitely.
from what I understood, like it was supposed to be, oh, this kid is his own avatar's a pig. He has like a lot of self-doubt. He's self-deprecating, and then like the game giving him like the flight and all this stuff.
It's a place where he can be like
himself.
Who he wants to be.
Yeah, he wants to be, and it just kind of like fell flat to me because like he wasn't able to be who he wanted to be until he got with the girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like that message. I'm like, look, man, he was doing fine, trying to figure out himself. I don't think he needed another person to do that. Like he definitely needed like, friends in that regard. Yeah. But like every person that was his friend, like, like the blue guy, that was like the pretty boy that was popular. Like, only was his friend to, like, backstab him.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm like, and then they became friends later. And I'm like, I get it, because he's supposed to be a good guy, and a nice guy, like, sort of thing. But, like, then his whole value ended up coming from this person who, supposedly loved him or something like that. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't know. I understand the where they're going for, what they're trying to do, and that kind of thing. But I feel like the point was supposed to be like, finding yourself in this game world. And then that's why I liked it when it was not about the girl later on in the story, when it was about the guy who was like, playing it and was stealing people's powers and stuff and stole his power of flight. And so like that was like, because that made sense to me. I was like, oh, you should have done this. This should have been the first plot.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thing is,
No, I feel you.
Again, because it also had that whole thing with she says that she loves him and he can't believe her, and then they had that whole like it was the whole like rom-com kind of stuff, that kind of J drama that you kind of just see all the time.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of put that in the back of my mind.
No, and I get it. Like,
it's a cool robot.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the fights were cool.
Yeah, I like the fights. I like the world building. Yeah. I like the concept of everything.
The underground, like, fighting rings.
Like how the concept of all this stuff was
factions.
Really cool. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool. But they didn't really do anything with it because, again, it never got...
Which is why I was like, it never got to go anywhere.
Yeah, because, again, that's like... to no fault of its own on that one. That's legit. Like, no, I understand that. That is something that it will, always be like a looking at the sunsets.
Yeah, exactly.
What could have been.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, too, that, like, in the game world, it was, like, wherever you are in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go, too, because there's that part where she, like, flies all the way back from, being away on the weird horse thing or whatever to like the Tokyo game world and fights. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's really fucking cool, Yeah,
there's a lot of cool ideas in that.
Yeah, like I said, it's really cool. It's got really cool concepts and everything.
Yeah. But again. Like,
no, definitely, I agree with a lot of that stuff that you said, though.
Because I like when this, because I feel like maybe that's also because that's more of a Disney plotline where a person like learns to love themselves. And so maybe it's much more of an American idea than it is like Japanese thing. I don't really know, but I just know that like those were my feelings towards it, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, they had that because they had that yellow jester guy.
Yeah,
and they like said, oh yeah, this guy's crazy, man, trust me, and then never did anything. Never did anything.
I know exactly because I was thinking of that guy too.
Yeah, I was like, man, that guy was really well designed and had like a really cool voice, and like. He was definitely like, the scheming type, and I was like, oh man, this guy's probably going to get to do some cool stuff.
Can't wait for this guy to be the villain of the season,
Yeah. No. Or maybe he's not actually the villain or some shit, and you're like, oh man, I didn't expect him not to be a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like things like that.
Oh dang, his plan was so good the whole time.
Yeah. Oh man, what if it really subverts my expectations?
Yeah, right? No, I'm the pimp slap hero. I'm going to tell you how I became the greatest pimp slapper.
Yeah,
like, I fucking love that video. That is so true, too.
No need to speculate. I do achieve my goals.
Yeah. I do achieve them in the most boring way possible.
Yeah. So yeah,
I still love that when he's like, what if he has to sacrifice it all with one final pimp slap to save the city?
Yeah.
Like, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking the whole time, like, dude, I would watch any of these shows he's describing.
Yeah.
Like, they're a little ridiculous because it's pimp slapping, but, you know, I could deal with it after like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, once you get, past the initial concept, I mean, Chainsaw Man the same way.
Yeah. Once you get past the violence against women, you know, and stuff like that, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Once you get that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I can't do Akiba Maid Wars, even though it's apparently like a sleeper one.
I heard it's really good, actually.
I heard it's really good, and I really wish I could have watched it blind, without having been like told what it was about. But at the same time, too, it's like
when I wasn't told what it was about, I didn't want to watch it.
Yeah,
that was how it was for me, because it's like I just see a thing that's called Akiba Maid Wars, and I'm like, this isn't my thing. Like, I'm not into fetishy stuff. You know?
Well, it was weird because
that's all I knew was it was a maid show.
Yeah, someone just said the
but
best.
Then someone told me.
Someone said that the best way to watch this is to have someone just tell you to watch Akiba Maid Wars, but not tell you anything about it, and just say, "Look, it's not what you think. Just watch it, and then you'll understand." And then that would probably be how I would go into it. But now that I kind of know the gimmick, it's like... but I'm also just not into those kinds of series where it's like, the joke is that everyone's going to get fucking murdered, and it's going to be like kind of like...
Well, I still want to watch one episode because, like, if it's that the joke is how absurd the killing is, then I can get behind it. Like, you know what I mean? It's all about how it's presented to me, I think. Because, like... The screenshots I've seen look pretty funny, some of them.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I want to watch like 1 or 2 episodes, and if I don't like it after 2 episodes, there's no way I'd ever like it.
Yeah, I've watched clips, and I can tell I probably wouldn't like it as a whole, just based upon how uncomfortable it makes me feel. Cause just again, like we talked about like violence against women, you have to get over that. It's because everyone...
Well, I mean, if everyone's a woman committing violence against them.
That's...
if it's comical violence.
It's like... kind of comical, of like, but the way it's done is like, like through gun violence and visceral like murder, basically. Yeah. And you're just like, nah, I don't think I can. That to me is like, oh, that's funny as like a one-time like kind of thing, like a one episode, like sort of like, oh, this is the joke episode. This is the joke episode, and then like they go back to doing whatever is a bit more serious in the next one. And then I'd be fine with it, but like, I don't know if I could do that for like the entire 13 episodes or however long it is. Yeah.
Like I said, I'd have to see how I felt after 2 episodes.
Yeah. Based on the clips.
Because again, it was like, because going off clips, I'm not entirely sure, because it is better sometimes when you don't know, obviously. Yeah. But sometimes it's better if you just see screenshots and you think it's something else and you're like, fine, I'll watch it. Right. You know? Because that was how I got into Chunibyo. Right. Because the subbing group, the screenshots I saw were only ever the Delusion World shit. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this is one of those shows where some girl has a power and then they fight others and there's some guy here that is kind of useless. Yeah. But, like, I'll check it out just because, like, I keep seeing these clips and I dig girls with eye patches or something like, that kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, they always look cool, because usually I don't see too many women with an eye patch or some sort of eye covering.
Yeah, now it's everywhere.
Yeah, tragically. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll try it out. Like, this looks really crazy, Because I think I saw it was like a screenshot from, like, when it's, like, her versus Dekomori in the Delusion World, and Dekomori has that weird, like, gun hammer weapon or something. Yeah. And I was just like, fine, I'll bite. I downloaded the first episode, it was nothing fucking like that, and it was 1,000 times better.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
But I still haven't seen the second season. Which I heard is really good.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's like all I hear that the second seasons are really good.
But yeah, no, that's like one of the reasons why I haven't really pursued Akiba Maid Wars, because everything I see from him, I'm like, if this is just going to be the entirety of this show. Yeah, like, again, I don't mind watching a show that is really stupid and goofy, like Miami Guns, obviously. Yeah. But... yeah, maybe if Miami Guns did the same thing every episode, it definitely wouldn't have been as good. Yeah, because that's why it was dumb every episode, but at least they were dumb in a really innovative ways. Yeah, every time I was always like, man, how can they talk? I
can't believe how good that Western episode was. That one was really cool.
How can they top the previous episode of stupidity?
Yeah. How can it get even stupider? There's no way.
There's no way. And yet, here we are.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah. So
beautiful. Gorgeous.
Right. But yeah, like, if the only thing that it has going for it is that every episode a bunch of maids shoot each other, then yeah, I'd probably be bored after like 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But if they started to work in something, or like they get really good about it, yeah. The thing is that like the plot has to be in that area where like the people in the show are kind of taking it serious. But, like, you as the audience know this is supposed to be dumb. That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
From my
There's,
understanding...
like, a really thin line between, like, how serious a show can take itself.
Yeah, from my understanding of what I've seen / looked into, is that basically the person who owns the maid cafe is in a lot of debt.
Oh,
and every episode is them trying to get out of debt.
Okay, that could be funny. So
in some sort of way, and it usually involves another maid cafe,
and then they get in a gunfight.
Yeah,
this could still be pretty funny.
Yeah, it could be again,
but I probably still would rather watch Bocchi the Rock first.
Yeah.
So, and now that we're caught up on everything, there's definitely a spot for at least like 1 episode in there. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put double back in.
Yeah.
Because you have to watch double 2 episodes at a time.
Yeah,
that's straight up a thing.
That's just every Neo Heisei.
Yeah, all the Neo Heiseis are just, you really need to watch them 2 episodes at a time for almost every one of them.
Yeah. Because there's just no point.
Yeah, unless it's week to week. That's the only way. Because you just can't.
You physically cannot.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to, unless you were waiting every other week. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But. Yeah, not until you get to, like, Build, maybe? Or... Who's before Build, still? Is that X8? Or no, X8's after Build, right?
No, X8's before Build,
yeah.
X8 doesn't do the monster
X8 doesn't do the 2-episode thing. Who's before X8?
Ghost.
Okay, yeah, we don't watch that one at all. So, yeah, you could start with X8 and watch them 1 a week, probably.
You could probably do Drive.
Drive would work, too.
Drive sometimes did the formula, but not all the time.
Yeah, who was before Drive?
Gaim.
Okay, Gaim is where you can start, I think, right? Yeah, Gaim is when they really broke that model. Yeah, that's the one. Because I'm trying to go back. I was like, no, it's been broken before this, but I can't remember when they got off of that.
Yeah, it was because there was only like 5 in a row with, Double, and Wizard, and technically Decade.
Yeah. Like, because once they got off, because after Wizard, that format is no longer there.
Yeah, and technically you would also argue that you should do that for Den-O as well, because Den-O is the one that started it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's technically not that's a normal Heisei one. But
but it also still follows that same.
Yeah, it's like Den-O through Wizard. You really need to do them 2 episodes at a time.
I was like, Kiva is probably fine doing 1 episode at a time, just because of all the shifting in time.
That's true. That would keep it interesting enough, but
because you can watch.
Are you still kind of on the same monster for 2 episodes though?
No,
it's been a long time since I watched that one.
No, Kiva kind of changed it up every once in a while, where you'd have Monster of the Week. But then, multiple writers started getting involved.
That's okay.
So it kind of fell under more of an X8 sort of thing, / Drive sort of thing, where more writers started to show up.
Okay.
And then, then we started having to, deal with the consequences of actions. Because, once, I forgot his name. Kiva, once his dad shows back up. That's when, everything starts to fucking go to shit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would just say, Den-O, Den-O, then Decade on to Wizard is basically you just watch 2 at a time and just don't look back.
Yeah, you really need to. Because most of them are just going to be 2-parters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost all the way through until you get to the end game.
Yeah.
Because usually then they've used up so much time on 2-parters, they have to really get shit into every episode.
Yeah.
So they don't do
2 episodes, so it becomes, you know, a bit more episode to episode.
Yeah.
Like, the plot will keep continuing.
That's why I really like when they stopped doing that.
Yeah.
It made it so that the pacing felt a lot better and more natural whenever they got to that final, like...
Yeah.
Thing.
I agree.
Does Zio do 2-parters?
I feel like there was an amount of them, but not they weren't all 2-parters.
Okay. Because I couldn't remember, because I do remember that, like, you know, they would...
there was definitely a large amount of them.
Yeah. Because the way they started off was, like, much more, you know, Monster of the Week, and then eventually they got to the plot, because they figured out what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I definitely remember a good amount of them at the beginning. There probably is actually, like, a lot of them now, I'm thinking back on it.
Yeah.
But they felt a little less contrived.
Yeah.
Also, you knew that series was a little dumber.
Yeah. And plus also, like, you had, like, characters like Waz and other things.
Yeah.
And, you know, Gate... I was going to call him Gates. God damn
Gates.
it. Gates.
Gates, remember you sound like $1 million.
Yeah. Gates and all that, you know.
Yeah. I feel like there was more going on.
Yeah. In the background. Like,
yeah.
Cause that's why Double's good, is because Double had, you know, that whole other subplot happening.
Yeah, Double has a lot going on, but it still feels like you really need to watch both of them at a time.
Yeah, because again, it's a detective show, so it's much more of like
and
a
so the
serial.
mystery is not resolved in one episode.
No, and then... No.
So you just be like, wow, that was really cool, and there was a lot of cool stuff going on in the background, you know, and like this story is progressing really well.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck is happening with this mystery?
Yeah.
You know? That they kind of like, they'll go to the mystery some, and then they put it on hold so that they can have it next episode.
Yeah.
You know?
The A plot, B plot sort of thing.
Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, all the other stuff going on is really good.
Yeah.
That's what makes it tolerable.
Yeah.
Is that there's a show going on, and then they also have this like, oh well, you have to come back next week to see who is the villain. You know? Who really was the monster at the mill? You know, that kind of thing. Or you'll know up front, and then you have to see again how they resolve it. Because again, the resolution is across 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is what really matters.
Yeah, because then like, you know, like we all like that one with the Heaven's Tornado. You know,
Yeah.
we've got to figure out how to you know do Heaven's Tornado.
Yeah. You have to see Heaven's Tornado. You can't just be like, oh well, you know, it's been 1 episode and Heaven's Tornado didn't happen, but you know, we got the villain and whatever. You know, that wouldn't work.
No.
You'd be pissed off. You'd be like, where the fuck was my Heaven's Tornado at?
Look, you promised me Heaven's Tornado. I will demand
Chekhov's Heaven's Tornado. I don't know if you've driven by the highway, but somewhere along the highway, there's like some green shit that has been on the pavement forever, and I just keep thinking of the Ultramite. I cannot stop thinking of the Ultramite every time I drive by it.
That's funny. Chekhov's Ultramite.
Right. We watched it a little while ago, so that's why we're thinking about it. But she says the Heaven's Tornado arc was so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I just like that the guy's wearing a Tupac shirt.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny to me.
Yeah, no, because it's again, it's like weird. Because I think that came out like, what, 2008?
Something like that.
2006? 2007?
It's pretty old.
Yeah.
But, like, again, just seeing a Japanese guy with a Tupac shirt on is funny anyway, no matter what year it is. It's like that picture of Rumiko Takahashi where she has the Def Jam sweater on.
Yeah.
Like, that's always going to be funny.
It
doesn't matter what year it was. Like, she could have had that on at the height of Def Jam, you know, and it would still be just as funny as if she put it on today.
It's true.
So...
It is funny thinking about her in the Def Jam's outfit.
I know, every time I see her in that picture. I think that's like the first picture that comes up on Google.
I'm trying to remember if we're speaking of Ursetzer and Takahashi and all that stuff. I was like trying to remember if there's any other characters that need to show up.
There's still a few. 10 needs to show up.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was like, oh shit, they name dropped 10.
That's right.
Because she asked about 10 when her mom showed up. Yeah, so 10 hasn't shown up. Ryunosuke, is that her name? I think that's her name. No, it's something very similar to that name.
And only
that is her name.
It is also sad Ben 10 only showed up for like that one scene.
Yeah, she doesn't show up very often. Her and Oyuki kind of like pop in and out, versus like Ron is there at the school with them all the time.
Yeah.
So she appears more often.
She's also just fucking insane, so it's it's much funnier.
Yeah, Ryunosuke, that's her name. Okay. Yeah, she has not shown up. She's like the proto-Ranma.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The one that's the chick that's raised to be a dude.
Yeah, but she's always like, I'm a woman, versus like Ranma when he's like, I'm a dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's like the proto-Ranma.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and like I said, and 10 is probably like the most important character who hasn't shown up yet, I think. Yeah, it's like 10, her, and I don't remember anyone else off the top of my head. I know that we're gonna see Mendo's sister next episode, so she's like in a lot of stuff if I remember right. There's some like slightly recurring characters that haven't shown up yet, but I think like all the main players are here.
Yeah.
Again, other than 10.
Yeah.
10 is like the next most important person I think.
It's just because like
shown up.
I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I know it's like a best of, not like the entirety of it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, man, who are we gonna end up missing out on, And then at the same time too, it's like, oh, we had the weird episode with the yokai in the pool, but it was like wondering if we were like, was that really one of the better ones that we could have had?
I like that one. I think it's a funny story.
Oh, it is, but I'm just talking about.
I like how they like weaved it in with a couple other ones too.
That's true.
So that's what they're doing too, because like I said, I'm pretty sure like when Sakura was like eating all that food, there is a chapter that is just about that because they have a challenge at that restaurant, and like Sakura like beats the thing despite them like trying to like hoe her. Because there's like they're like, oh, we're gonna slip in all these appetite suppressant pills, and then they slip it all into the food, and then she still eats all of it, and then she was like, oh no, this isn't even everything. I actually take these pills so I don't eat as much, and she had already taken some of them.
Yeah.
On top of what they gave her. No, that's why she's the best girl. She was eating, and she's a doctor, so she got some money.
And they didn't. They
School nurse, priestess, and can eat. Done. So, also her original voice is like the best female VA I've ever heard. But
speaking of VAs, that does make me laugh thinking about some of the the famous VAs they've gotten for this version of it.
Every time Mendo talks, I just start cracking up because it's fucking Kotaro from fucking Zombieland Saga.
Start the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he'll do that, like where he's like,
yeah,
when he says shit, is really funny.
Good guy.
He hasn't broken out of enough bells yet, though.
Yeah,
I feel like he needs to like do another one pretty soon. I forgot how many he breaks out of. They have like a thing in the extras on one of those volumes where sometimes they'll have stuff that they count. They'll be like, oh, whoever did this many times. I feel like there was one where they had counted how many times Nendo broke out of the bell.
Kai! Yeah,
because he's like terrified of being claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And in the dark.
Yeah. Fucking Karama. It's like, yeah, I've got standards now.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, y'all. You guys taught me how to have standards. I learned something today.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear like people's opinions who know nothing about this, just watching it blind, like on Crunchyroll. They're just like, oh, I just watch whatever comes out, like that kind of thing. Like people who know nothing about the history of this series, or anything.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I do remember seeing a thing on the internet on I think Insta talking about how they wanted to. Not how they wanted, how they had like a thing that was talking about how Urusetsu was like the sleeping charm of the 2022 winter anime thing, and I was like, oh, that kind of seems interesting. I wonder what people thought about it, but I never got a chance to read it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm interested in these people who like they've never watched anything from Takahashi, or they only watched Inuyasha more than likely.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
More than likely, they watched just Inuyasha, and like this is very different than Inuyasha in most ways. You know.
Yeah, not as much murder happening. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Only character assassination.
So. Yeah, like, if you don't know the history of this show, and you've never seen a show like this, because they don't make shows like this anymore, really.
No.
So. And especially since it's, like, the way they're doing it, where it's just kind of a best of, there's even less, like, you know, I guess quote-unquote character development, kind of, or whatever. You know, like, because it's much more of a just, like, episodic kind of gag kind of thing.
That reminds me, too, that episode that we watched where Lum has the doll that she gives to Ataru and then it just kind of leaves. I feel like that wasn't, like, an episode. That was something that was, like, an OVA or something like that. Originally.
I know it happened, but I can't remember where it was from.
Yeah, because I know it happened, don't get me wrong. I remember seeing people talking about, oh, I hope they do this. And it was that specific bit. And I was like, I couldn't remember if it was...
I don't think that was from one of the OVAs, but I've only seen them once.
Because it was better animated, is why I was like thrown off by it.
I got you.
So I was like, well, this is pretty well animated. So either this is from a movie or an OVA.
I got you. I'd have to look it up.
But I was like trying to remember, and while we were...
I just remember it happening. You know, I was like, oh, this is the one where she does the thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the mic and the doll and all this stuff.
Yeah, the mic and the doll.
Like, I remember, I remembered what was going to happen, but... So. Okay. This looks good.
The Many Love Me chain.
All right. It's an adorable face. But yeah, I'd be interested, like, hearing from people who have never watched any of it at some of these cons, you know, and they're like, yeah, I just started watching it because, you know, it was recommended on the thing, and, you know, I want to know what they think about it.
You know, for sure. It's definitely something I'm interested in seeing. Because also, yeah, a lot of the jokes are kind of, like, dated.
Yeah, like, that's, like, again, this style of comedy and style of show, I feel like it's just not something you do as much anymore.
No, it's also...
Because it's basically just a sitcom.
Yeah, it's very much as just kind of, like, the generic sitcom. Because you have, like, you know, the typical, like...
And we don't have characters like some of these anymore in anime.
Yeah, like the wife that's kind of, you know, like upset with the kid and upset with the husband, or the husband who's kind of just bland, and or like a
lot of stuff that's really big now is just shonen stuff where people fight each other versus like Dragon Ball Z did not exist when this came out.
No.
So like this is a huge part of like the pre-Dragon Ball Z paradigm.
Yeah, because like. I mean, so we still have slice of life anime, but even slice of life anime is not nearly like
as crazy as this.
Yeah, you know, like
it's absolutely bonkers.
Absurd, you know.
Yeah.
Or just kind of like piles. Like the last thing I remember that was kind of like that in terms of comedy was watching Sayonara's Exhibition.
I knew you were gonna say that, and if you didn't, I was gonna say it because that was the first thing I thought of.
Because Sayonara's Exhibition Sensei has a lot of those like where it starts off with one thing, like a small thing when they're talking, and then eventually just kind of like gets a little bit bigger and then gets a little bit bigger and bigger and bigger until it all just kind of collapses in on itself. And that's like kind of the humor that is in the Urusetsu, where it's just like some small thing, you know, like where Cherry goes and says a monster's coming, and then the monster comes and like causes problems, and then the monster
was her ex-fiance, and her ex-fiance is stealing everyone's girl unintentionally and eating everyone's food.
And then like they're running away and trying to get away from it, and then they run back to the house, and then it all comes back home, and then it all,
just gets worse and worse.
Each time. So
and then they just leave it at that, though. They're just like, oh yeah, everyone's here to beat Ataru's ass, you know, and they want all of their money back from the parents. And, well, we'll see you next week. You know.
Where it's technically not resolved, but it's resolved.
Yeah.
Because next chapter or next episode, everything seems to have worked itself out somehow.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah,
It's like how it kind of it's funny because Otaru saved the world, but no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, it's still everyone hates him because he's a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's objectively a dick.
Yeah.
He's not a good person normally.
No, that's why it's funny.
Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. I love that everyone is so selfish.
Yeah.
And self-centered and everything. That's some of the shit that I love in a Takahashi series.
Oh yeah.
People have their own motives. They stick to those motives, you know?
And those motives are usually chaotic, stupid.
Yeah, very chaotic, stupid.
Not usually in their best of intention. Not usually in their, not the best of intentions, what's the word?
Interest?
The best interest, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not usually in their best interest to do the way things they do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ash. Yeah, we've just been kind of prattling on.
Yeah, because it's already 9:43.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, watch the new Rusad Sura. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd be interested. Again, I'm really interested in hearing people's opinions on it who know nothing about it, who know nothing about it. Again, who only know Takahashi from Ranma when they watched it on Adult Swim when they were kids.
Yeah,
I meant from Inuyasha.
Well, there might be people.
There's people who watch Ranma. That's in more Mexico and stuff.
Or our generation, because Eric watched it.
Well, yeah, but I feel if you watched Ranma...
It was on UPN, wasn't it?
Was it? That was on TV? I don't remember. I don't know that was on TV over here. I've never seen Ranma on TV over here.
I feel like maybe I'm misremembering.
What is that, in Hawaii?
Yeah, right, maybe.
I don't believe Ranma ever aired on American TV.
I feel like something like it did. Because I remember seeing...
Pokemon was on UPN at one point.
I do know that.
That was where it started. I remember that.
Release.
But, yeah, because most people only know Takahashi from, Inuyasha.
Because I remember Ranma, because it was always advertised in the VHSs that you would get from Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah.
None of mine have that, I think. Or at least I don't remember them. I learned about Ranma just online. I just one day, clicked on it.
Because and
that was it.
The Pikachu VHSs, and it was here because I was 4Kids Entertainment now that I'm thinking about it, had an ad for... It had for Ranma. It had for this anime that was had some dog and some kid wanting to learn how to paint. And
Dog of Flanders?
Yeah.
Holy shit, there was an ad for that on there?
Yeah.
Wow, that is so random. No, that's a big old school one, but that's so random that's on there.
Yeah, it was on the VHS for an ad for that, and it was there was 2 other animes that they advertised.
You don't need to have watched the old one. No, I'm saying, I think that's why I'm wondering is what it's like to people who've never seen this before.
The new one is, obviously, objectively, better quality and everything like that. It's animated, insanely good. It's the cultural significance of it and things for Rusei Yatsura. Yeah, so, again, I'm just wondering, how people view it who are not used to it. Because, again, it's being redone because it was, one of the publisher's, most famous things, and it's the 100-year anniversary for the publishing company. So, but it's never been, that big over here in America.
Mm-hmm. Because, I do know that, they had all the VHS tapes for Ranma that you could buy.
Oh, yeah, they had tons of VHS tapes. They had VHS tapes for this, and you could get Laserdiscs of older receipts from...
yeah, I'm just trying to remember how I was introduced to Ranma, aside from those ads that were on.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I just watched it, or I, read it, and then I went and Viz was re-releasing it all on DVD once I was in middle school.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, either way.
But yeah, no, because it's a reboot. I don't know. It's weird because it's not it's it's kind of a reboot, but it's again, it's the best of.
Yeah.
So
it's just a best of, and it's
completely redone. It looks so nice. It's done by the studio that does JoJo, and it's gonna be going for a while. I think it's supposed to have 50 episodes.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was gonna. Yeah. Well, that makes sense because.
The original show is over 100 episodes. I think it's close to 200. I hope they redo some of the OVAs or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I doubt they'll redo the movies. You can't really do those movies as episodes.
No, you would lose a lot.
Yeah, and like, man, yeah, they'd have to actually just fully redo like Beautiful Dreamer or something.
Yeah, I don't want them to do that.
I don't want them to do that either.
Yeah, I would actually actively hate that if they.
Yeah, that would be so weird to see like a remake of that. So, but it's it's based off of the very first manga that the Inuyasha creator did back in the 80s. So I'm just kind of giving some more background here. But all right, well, we're gonna bounce out of here. We've like I said, we're just kind of prattling on at the end here. This piece looks amazing, as you said. So there's what? How many more? 3 more? 4 more? I think it's like Saturn, Mercury,
3 more
Moon, right?
Yeah, I'm saving Moon for last.
Yeah, so just 3 more, and then we're on to what was it? Evangelion, right?
Evangelion, and then right now it's neck and neck between Gurren Lagann and Code Geass.
That's true. Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, because we've got 2 more people who can vote in that. So
yeah.
Or you, Chad, you too could go vote.
Right.
$1 a day.
No, it's a month.
Or, yeah.
For $1 a month, you can support a starving artist. They can eat nothing because there's not even a dollar menu at McDonald's anymore. No. But they could eat that $1.
There's probably some cocaine on it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Some nutrition in there.
Yeah. So. But no, yeah, everyone have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. Y'all are great as ever.
Yep, and watch a Funky Space Wizard battle.
Yep. We'll be back on what?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. And now the space battle begins.
Only I can get that she-devil.
You want to fight me, old man? This is the spacecraft that I have been looking for.
You wicked devil, you!